What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So Severance Season 2 recently concluded, and today I'm gonna be discussing my theories for Season 3. And I'm also gonna explain some of the things you may have missed or not understood. So let's get started. So starting off, I'm gonna talk about something a lot of people might have not understood, the casual viewers might have missed, is the true meaning of Cold Harbor. So, you probably caught on that Cold Harbor was the final room that Gemma was going to be in before her mind was fully erased. Before Gemma's original mind was replaced and fully erased. You probably would have noticed also that Mark's all the projects he's been doing have correlated to the rooms on Gemma's floor. All of the macrodata refiners have been separating each of her emotions into different rooms, into different parts of her mind that correlate to each room, where Lumen was doing tests on her. So, we're explained by Mrs. Cobell that the macrodata refiners, each grouping of the numbers they would group to 100%, each of them was one of Gemma's tempers or emotions. It was being grouped into a different mind, and they did that 25 times, which is absolutely it was pretty crazy. The reason that we'd seen in Season 1 all of these feelings that were being caused by them grouping the numbers is because each of the projects was one of Gemma's tempers that they were separating into a separate part of her mind, another severed identity. And if you missed that, no big deal. So she has 25 people in her brain, basically. So once Cold Harbor was finished, that would replace the original mind, her original self that was left, so she would pretty much be dead. So if you missed that, no big deal. This is just a little explanation. Also, I want to talk about something we saw in Miss Cobell's episode. You probably didn't miss this, but in case you did, Mrs. Cobell is the original creator of Severance, and she has been manipulated by Lumen's company ever since they moved to her town and she shared the idea and they stole it. That's why she's driving across the country to try to get proof and justice that she is the one behind this idea that's making them millions of dollars instead of her. So that is why she drove all the way out to this coastal town, and that was her hometown, and she's trying to find her notebook. And we also learn about the tragedy and loss of her mother and how it affected her, but she realizes that her notebook is in their storm shelter, and that's where the episode ends, and she goes back after getting a call from Mark's sister because they need help. So yeah, if you didn't notice that, Mrs. Cobell created Severance, and she wants justice for being manipulated all these years and stealing her ideas. In case you didn't notice, the goat room, which we had seen multiple times, was explained in the finale by Mr. Drummond that they were raising the goats to find the best one to sacrifice with Gemma, because she was going to be the final step in their revolutionary plan of severing her mind into 25 different groups. Basically, the goats were for sacrifice. And yeah, now let's get on to my theories. So one of my first theories is that Mr. Drummond, the dude with the beard, the fat dude, his death is going to somehow play into the next season. If you don't remember, Mark's Innie takes Mr. Drummond hostage with the goat gun, and he uses his key card to get into the elevator, and on the way down, when Mark's Innie switches to his Audi accidentally pulls the trigger because he's not aware of what's going on, and that kills Mr. Drummond. I don't believe this is going to go quietly like Mr. Grainer's death in Season 1. I think this is going to have more of an impact. I don't believe it's going to be like the big conflict of Season 3, but I think it's going to play into probably one episode, or it's not going to go unmentioned. It's really something to be explored in that in this situation, who would be punished for murder? Would it be Mark's innie or Mark's outie? Because Mark's innie had the gun, pointing it at Mr. Drummond, and Mark's outie pulled the trigger. So it's like, kind of moral dilemma, I guess. I feel like if that had no presence at all in any of the episodes in Season 3, be a little bit of a shame, but I won't be crying, weeping like a baby if it's not there. Just be interesting. Okay, so my next theory, not really a theory, Gemma is going to believe that Mark has remarried. I believe this because when Gemma was down in the floor that Lumen had kidnapped her, taking her to, she had been told that Mark had remarried by the wrinkly, weird dude. Yeah, she didn't believe him, but after Mark rescued her and let her out, she thought they were finally going to be back together. Gemma's pounding on the door, and as she watches Mark run away with Helly. But she doesn't realize he's severed. She doesn't know that he's severed, because she wasn't there to see it all go down, because she had been kidnapped, and Mark thought she was dead. So I think she's gonna believe that Mark has remarried or just left her. She's not gonna believe this for the whole season, obviously. She's probably gonna find Devin and they're gonna figure it all out, but yeah. Okay, so Lumen obviously is gonna get brought down in the next season in some way. But I think there's gonna be some sort of court trials to play in like an episode or two. And we are gonna see Lumen versus the Ennies and the employees, Gemma and the Ennies. We're gonna see how Lumen is going to pay for what they've done. But this is the part where I think Mr. Drummond's death will also play in, because Mark killed Mr. Drummond. So Lumen's probably going to use that as one of their excuses, and they're obviously going to lie about how they were been treating their people. But in the end, it's not going to matter. They kidnapped Gemma. So that was really quickly some of my thoughts. They're a little scattered, sorry. But yeah, anyway, Severance Season 2 is a must-watch. If you're going to watch anything this year, you should watch Severance. So yeah, if you like this video, like it. I'm a very small YouTuber, and I'd really appreciate it if you did. Like and subscribe if you want to. Anyway, so watch Severance. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
One eye open when I'm sleeping. One eye.
What the dog doing? Beep, boop, boop, bop, boop, boop. What?
Oh.